So there is this petition getting about that was made by the big old LazerzZ petitioning Ubisoft to decanonize the Assassin's Creed movie, which made me want to make a video explaining my thoughts. Should the Assassin's Creed movie be decanonized? Of course, I will put my opinion into this. I know that in the petition it says it's not about opinion, but I suppose there is a line of that where I do sort of disagree, fair enough. But I'll get into the video and explain that. I'll probably start by explaining this actually. So the reason why James wants this to happen, why he wants the movie to be decanonized, is because the movie actually affects the rest of Assassin's Creed canon. And of course, your opinion doesn't necessarily matter too much. Nobody's opinion really does when it comes to what is actually how it is, you know? And the fact that the movie is canon affects the rest of the canon through various plot holes, yes. One of these plot holes, for example, is the fact that apparently in the Assassin's Creed movies version of the canon, Aguilar is the last person to hold the Apple of Eden, when in reality we know various other people within the Brotherhood have actually come into contact with the Apple over the years between when the historical setting is set and the modern day. Hell, Desmond Miles came into contact with the Apple like 4 years before the movie's setting. This is never made clear whether it's about this specific Apple or all pieces of Eden in general. In the movie it was very poorly explained and took external explanation to actually make sense. However, I feel as if that's not in the media. The explanation isn't in the media, it's not there anywhere, so it's still up to interpretation as far as canon is concerned, because let's face it, in a couple years time people will watch the film, play the games, be like what the hell's going on, but they won't know where to look to find the information to sort of understand it. Let's make an example of an external explanation that really can't really be applied. So back when Assassin's Creed Syndicate came out, people were talking about a controversial scene between Jacob and one of his targets. I say controversial very loosely. Now, people were speculating if Jacob Fry was perhaps homosexual or bisexual. Then the Assassin's Creed Tumblr came out and said that Jacob is canonically bisexual. However, that's on Tumblr, separate from the actual media of the game franchise and the entire franchise in any way whatsoever. So, as far as that's concerned, it's not necessarily actual canon because it's explained externally, and if you're just sticking to what's actually there and not going onto social media and things like that, then you will never know this. And because the movie's so ambiguous in certain things that it says that it has to be explained on Twitter and other places, as far as the average watcher is concerned, they can only work off what's actually there. They can't work off things that people say on social media, so I would probably take what people say on social media a little less seriously. As a fan, I appreciate that there are people trying to clear this up by saying how it is on social media, saying the correct interpretation. However, the average watcher and viewer of the film can only really see what's there in the film, what's there to be seen, what's in the media, the games, the comics, the films, etc. They can only see what's there. They can't go outside of that really and accept anything there as 100% concrete. But yes, a lot of the plot holes that were in the Assassin's Creed movie were explained externally to an extent that they actually made a little bit of sense, fair enough, but at the same time in the film itself it's very ambiguous. There's no clear explanation for any of it, and there's no clear way of suggesting what the explanations externally say, so in that sense the plot holes are still present. And yes, those plot holes are so deep that they go straight into canon. In order to make room in the canon for the movie, they had to decanonize Assassin's Creed Discovery, which was a game where Ezio sort of helped Christopher Columbus or something along those lines. And yes, they recently did reintroduce Discovery into canon, so it's canon again, and the movie had to decanonize AC Discovery to actually fit into canon, but now that Discovery is back in canon, the movie is now pushed away and is like this anomaly. I suppose an explanation could help the movie run parallel with Discovery, but none has yet been provided, as far as I'm aware. And yes, I do believe that there is a way that they could explain it, however it would have to be externally, and my previous point about external explanation stands. It's not very strong-footed. Considering that the movie on its own without any external explanation does appear to have various plot holes in the entire canon that are actually very annoying, it is hard to sort of accept it as canon. However, that's exactly what it is at the moment, so that messes with the lore of Assassin's Creed quite thoroughly. And for a franchise that thrives on its lore, its canon, its narrative, its story, It's very important that it all makes sense and isn't full of plot holes, and at the moment Assassin's Creed is suffering from one or two, to put it lightly. Now, I personally didn't like the movie, okay? You liked it maybe you didn't. It's all about your opinion there, that's fine, I'm not fussed. However, if it didn't create so many plot holes, I would be much happier accepting it as canon. However, in my mind, I try not to think about the movie having ever existed because of how many plot holes there actually are. One being the silly mispronunciation of Rickon as Riken. Yeah, that one's probably the weakest point. Another being the fact that in the movie, they changed the appearance of Alan Rickon from a fairly stocky, bald guy just for the sake of casting Jeremy Irons. But Fizhy, maybe he grew out his hair, and surely Weight Watchers exists in the Assassin's Creed universe. Yeah, I'm not saying that it doesn't, but what kind of a dumb explanation is that? And you could say that that bald guy wasn't actually Alan Rickon, which is fairly valid again, but then again, I do believe in certain comics he is noted as Alan Rickon, and he is pinned to that bald face. But whatever, again, that's fairly minor in the grand scheme of things. So far, I'm barely scratching the surface as far as the plot holes are concerned. Maybe I'm a bit exaggerating here. There are a couple more, but I'm not going to get into them for the sake of your sanity. But should this copy and paste Desmond Miles story for the big screen be de-canonized? That is the question, the one you want answered. Well, from my perspective, after listing all of these plot holes and things, keeping the Assassin's Creed movie in the canon is actually going to do more harm than good, especially in the long run, because you'll be like, oh damn, oh shit, look, we've fucked up because we've actually caused a massive hole in our lore, our canon. It's messed. I could be wrong and things could just be getting confusing for the time being, but I don't think that I am. So, in my opinion, yeah, I think the Assassin's Creed movie should be removed from canon, and I'm sure I'd find at least a little bit of enjoyment from it if that were the case. However, being a zealous lore Assassin's Creed fan, even though I actually shut off considering certain things, as long as it remains in canon, I'm finding it quite difficult. So in order to fix this whole canon messed up, turned upside down by the movie thing, they should definitely consider decanonizing it, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I think. That's my opinion in a way, and I do think you're allowed to have your opinion to a certain extent, but I would probably say that it makes sense, or at least more sense, from where I'm sitting to have it decanonized. But at the same time, James is right when he says that canon isn't exactly about opinion. As far as the official canon is concerned, whatever's said goes. And I personally believe, just like the 1,000-odd people who also signed this petition, that the Assassin's Creed movie is actually a bit of a burden on the canon. And of course, you may think that my low opinion of the movie might actually affect my quick judgment. But then again, I did have a couple gripes with the quality of Assassin's Creed 3 to the extent that I expressed a bit of dislike for it, but I still accept that as canon because it doesn't mess with the lore. But I feel as if the quality of the movie doesn't matter, it does mess with the canon a little bit, and, well, a lot. And that's why it probably is best off being decanonized and enjoyed on its own in a standalone Assassin's Creed movie universe where hopefully they don't make any more. But of course, please go ahead and have your say down in the comment section. I want to know what you think. That's only fair because I have expressed my opinions here. So go ahead, have your say down in the comment section. I will link James's video where he links his petition if you all want to go check that out, see his reasoning behind why he's got the petition set up and things. Because obviously I want you to all decide for yourselves whether you want to sign that. But thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you all soon. So yeah, see you later.